Okay, back with another Friday night flashback. We're going to do some Blades of Steel and probably some Marble Madness. I'm going to start off with Blades of Steel. I haven't played it for a while, so I don't know if I'm going to go junior or college difficulty. They had 3 different difficulties on here. They have junior, college, and pro. And they have either, the play modes that you can do exhibition or tournament. We'll do junior since I haven't played it in a while. They only have a few teams on here. They have New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Montreal, Toronto, Edmonton, Vancouver, and Minnesota. I'm going to pick Toronto for this time because Toronto seems to be a somewhat fast team. Usually Chicago is like a bruising team, and then all the other ones to me just kind of fall in the middle. I don't know that it really matters. They're going to have me face Montreal in the first round. So we'll play that. I also like to take Toronto on here because they're blue. And that happens to be my favorite color. So, anything that's going to be blue, the game's probably going to be way too easy, at least in the first round. This is one of the first hockey games. Not the first hockey game, but one of the first. And you control the character that's glowing. You can fight for the puck. Wherever you shoot at, it's dictated by where the arrow is on the goal. So you have to kind of figure out where to shoot. If you get into a fight in between the face-off circles, that will actually result in a penalty shot. We found that out later on as we were kids, that results in that. A lot of times I forget which button passes and which button shoots. You have to manually take control of your goalie. Whenever they get down there, you have to manually take control of your goalie and try to block the shots. The announcer gets a little bit annoying during most of the game is whenever you start passing the puck, he starts saying flip the pass, flip the pass or something, and then on every face-off, it's face-off. The game is good for what it is, and the games are not really long. The pro level is the hardest, and it is the most difficult probably to play, but that's kind of why I didn't do it this time. I wanted you guys to kind of see how the game goes, and also I don't think the endings matter. There are other times when you'll get into it with an enemy. We'll see it probably sometime this evening, and you fight. And sometimes that results in one of your men being carted off the ice. So sometimes you're shorthanded. And this is also one of those games where, like I said, it switches your character from character to character. I'm not switching characters. It's doing it manually. Like if I pass it to somebody else, it does it. If it gets closer to another person, it's, it does that itself. Because normally, whenever I play sports games, I like to be able to lock myself onto one player because one of my favorite games is Tecmo Super Bowl. And unlike the new Madden games, not really saying there's anything wrong with them, but if you're playing Tecmo Super Bowl and you are a defensive back and you blow coverage, that's on you. You can't switch to that character and try to stop the ball. You can't switch and try to stop the ball. You have to keep playing as that one character until the game's over. Well, until that current play is over before you can get the next play. So if you get burned on coverage or something like that, you're out of luck. So, as far as that goes. This game doesn't really keep stats. It just keeps wins and losses. And like I said, we'll go through probably a whole tournament. I think it's only 3 games. It may be more than 3. I don't know. And now we're going to see a fight. Now, most of the time, all you can do is throw straights or you can press down and punch. So that's the only 2 options you got. You either punch them in the face or you punch them in the body. And then if you hold like back or if you hit down or something like that, you'll duck or dodge one way or the other. So I maybe should have put this on Pro. This is really, really getting out of hand on the scoring. And I know Minnesota, I think it's Minnesota I'm facing. I know they're not that bad. Or no, I'm sorry, it's Montreal. Another weird thing about this game is the color schemes. Montreal would not normally be, I don't know really what you'd call that. I guess like an orange or a yellow kind of, and a red. They would be red, white, and blue. Toronto could be this blue. Not really a typical thing, but you know, they could really be blue. I like a lot of other hockey games, but at the time that this came out and the time that this was out, everybody liked it, and everybody liked the hockey game. Basically, it might have just been because of the fighting mechanism. You know, because unlike most people, I go to a hockey game to watch hockey. I don't go to watch the fights. Everybody's like, yeah. You don't go to watch the fights. You're full of it. Yeah, I don't go to watch the fights. I go to watch the game. And now if they fight in between there somewhere, that's fine. I got into 2 fights so far on here. Most of the time, I'm not even aiming to get into a fight. I'm just trying to get the puck. And somebody just happens to have the puck, and I end up trying to fight them. The whistles and stuff on the game gets a little bit aggravating too as it goes along. And the first period's almost done on this one, on this game in particular. We'll hope it's only 3 games. I don't know that I want to keep going. Now what you'll do after the first period, just like in real hockey, you'll switch sides of the ice. So you'll be on the other direction now. And the thing is, you have to be pretty good at either direction. Yes, I know I'm losing a lot of face-offs. This direction's a little bit harder for me to do because normally I am not going this way. Man, he is blocking my shots like crazy. Yeah, when you get back here, you might as well just try to do what you can with your goalie because most of the time, other than that, you'll be trying to play as 2 characters at one time. And I'm going to tell you right now, it don't work real well. You want to try to kind of get up on the goalie a little bit. Gosh, either I just am just bad at this end of the ice or something's going on. I don't know. I think there is a sign that if you're on a breakaway, I think it does a like a whistle sound if you're on a breakaway, or like a little chime or something to let you know that you're over there by yourself. And this is probably the first fight I'm actually going to lose. Nope, that won. And I was right up in front of him, so I just waited for the thing to put it in there. Face off. Oh, come on now. Like I said, and for most people, this is really primitive looking. I realize that it is. But this is what we used to have. What's really weird is there's not more teams in this one. Because at the time, the NHL had more teams. These weren't the only teams that were in there, the ones that are on here. I'm trying to keep him from scoring. And, he is trying his hardest to get that in there. See, I can't. For some reason, I don't do well on this side of the ice. I'm doing pretty good defensively. But see, I only have 2 goals this time instead of the 9 I had in the first. Either that or Montreal just got a little bit better at defense, one way or the other. And after the first 2 periods, you'll have a little intermission thing on the scoreboard. Sometimes it's a mini game. Sometimes it's something a tad different. Usually if it's a mini game, it's like the first stage of Gradius, which is another Konami game. This is a Konami game. And this is a little bit different from most of the Konami games that they made, because they made Contra, the Metal Gear series. They made a lot of different games. They made this. They made Legend of Mystical Ninja. I will be doing that on a Friday Night Flashback. Actually, I might be doing that on a gameplay in Friday Night Flashback. And they finally got a go on me. Legend of the Mystical Ninja is I enjoy it. Not a lot of people do, but I enjoy it. It's kind of a little side-scrolling explorer type kind of game where you go and you try to find where your objective is, but you also try to power up your weapon and your characters and try to get through different stages to save these people. It's a big, huge scheme. I would much rather probably play the N64 version, which is a bigger story and there's more to it. But and it's a good game in its own right, but it's not anything really great. I mean, it's a good game, but unless you're really into it and going through it, you won't make it through the game. You'll get bored with it very, very easily. And then they came out with another one that was a side-scrolling platformer, and you could play 2 players at one time. See, now right there, at the end of that second intermission, they just had the bear that comes on there. I guess he's a bear, and he shoots a puck, and it says goal or whatever. And it just does the Konami sign. Konami also made Castlevania. Those. Can't believe I forgot that for a minute. But like I said, made a lot of different games. I guess we'll play through the tournament on this. We'll see how long it's going to go. And then I'm going to play you some Marble Madness. Marble Madness is not Konami, but it's another little game that I just kind of wanted to get out there and do some gameplay footage of. I can't beat it right now. I don't. It's very rare I get to the 6th. It's either the 5th or the 6th stage. It's very rare I get there, and if I do get there, I don't really know how to get past the next area. I think I could just kind of go with just trying to carry the puck and not really doing anything with it. And I think I just scored on my own net. I think it's like 11 or 12-3 or something though. 13-3. So I'm not real concerned at this point. Also, the clock is really fast. It won't pass to the guy in front of the net. That's where I was trying to go. We'll see how many more games we got left and how long it might take. And we'll go based upon that. I don't know why I'm losing so many face-offs. Doesn't really matter, I'm winning the game. Oh gosh, I was trying to get the puck away from that dude and he smacked it in my net. Well, they came alive all of a sudden. Having a lot of problems with my nostrils. Think it's allergy season. Joy. Means anytime you go outside, it's just gonna be So. Run them over. If I was playing on a different difficulty, it probably wouldn't be a run them over thing. It'd probably be a lot closer than it is. Well, somebody's a blocker. Oh, and I lost the fight. Oh, no. See, there's a guy up there sitting in the box. That's what you get if you lose a fight. You get 2 minutes in the box. I think it's more than 2 minutes. Like I said, if you can get on a fight near between the face-off dots and win it, you'll get a penalty shot. See how that thing made a beep sound? It means I was on a breakaway. I was all alone. I think that's what that means. That's what I figured it to mean anyway. No, that's mine. Kind of magnetically sticks to your goalie's stick. Gosh. Plug up the zone. Jeez. Not like I really needed the goal, but it's when either you have the slim lead or a humongous lead that you want the clock to go faster. And his punches on these fights, you have to do like kind of like a rhythm. That's a goal. See, there's still 6 minutes and 47 seconds left in this. This may be like an hour-long video just of this. And I don't know if I really want to go that long on said video. Well, they're trying to play better. Yeah, yeah, he just got his butt kicked. he didn't even try to throw a punch. I think he did after I'd already thrown like 3 or 4. And this one's just about over. Can't breathe. Well, I thought it was about over. Turns out it was not about over. I don't even know what the score is. I know they won the game, but I don't know what the score is. Face off. And the fight. Okay, that was easy. He lifted his head up 5 times and I just kept punching him in it. He's trying to do like a jack in the box or something. I don't know what he was trying to do. Okay, that game's over. That took us almost 20 minutes. So I think what's funny is they play the music and then you get to see who the winner is. And what they do is they both go and that one team goes in the locker room. The other one goes around. And they make a couple laps and then they celebrate. Yay, we won, blah, blah, blah. And then you get a team photo. Goalie feels left out. Yeah, I think it's only 3 games. So we're going to face Vancouver, and then we'll either face New York or Los Angeles. I think we'll go through them. Vancouver on this one, I don't even know what you call that. It looks like brown and green. God, that is an ugly uniform. That is an ugly color scheme. No offense to anybody, but that color brown should not go with any type of green. Because there's like a lot of browns and greens that go good together. This is not one of them. That brown looks like poop all over their uniform. I'm not kidding. It looks like poop. It looks like somebody either just pooped on them or just rolled them in a bunch of mud or something. I don't know. You either should have a different color to go with that brown, like a black or something, but not that color green. For those of you who haven't watched this stream yet, this Vancouver team, like I said, brown and green. The green is like a hunter green, and the brown is just, it looks like poop. That's really what it looks like, poop or mud. And I better quit talking trash about him because he just beat me up in a fight. Oh, I could see how we're going to do this one. They're going to be better than Montreal was. Yeah, I scored. I only have 4 players on the ice. You had 5. I only have 4, and I still got it. Booyah! You ain't got no skills. You ain't got no skills. I go with 4 people. I don't care. Don't matter to me. Half the time I play better with not enough people anyway. Oh, that means somebody got out the box when you hear the bleep. It'd be funny if the announcer actually called the fights and he was like, body punch. Like the old Punch-Out games. Body blow. Body blow. Uppercut. Oh my gosh, we're getting into another fight. Take it, Vancouver likes to brawl. Hey, you know, it's funny. I just thought about it, guys. I'm playing as a Canadian team. I beat one of the other Canadian teams. I'm playing one of the other Canadian teams right now. I'm just going to run through Canada. I could have picked Chicago, but to me, Chicago is like a bruising team, but that would be the only other team I would pick on here. I've tried some of the other ones before. I think all of them at least once on an exhibition or something. I might have beaten a tournament with each of them, but yeah. It's just a bunch of fights. I would have kind of expected this with Montreal, but not really with Vancouver. All right, dude, you're going to have to move. I think it's 3 or 4-0 now. 4-0 with 8:17 left in the first period. Face off. Yeah, that's not where I wanted to flip the pass. Now I wanted to go to the open guy in front of the net that was standing there and nobody was on him. They didn't let me have that. No. I hit the button and he passed cross ice to the top of the screen where the guy was not at. That's not where I wanted the puck to go. I think it's just when you hit the button. I don't think it's which button. I think it's just when you hit the button. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Gotta get all that score in the first period, I guess, because can't get nothing in the second period. Or very little. Now they're going to say this fight is not in the center dots. No, they did not. You stand in front of the net. I like to stand in front of the net, take shots. Especially when the AI will not challenge me in front of the net. Kind of like what they're doing right now. They're not challenging me a whole lot. The goalie is. I finally banked it in off of him. Jiminy Christmas. He just was not wanting to have it. I can't really blame him. Another thing about this is you don't really know who you've got on a team, and I guess you could just call them whoever. The people don't even have faces. Don't have faces or anything. Don't have, and the crowd's kind of creepy like that too. Nobody on the game has faces. The crowd don't. The players don't. Kind of creepy in a way. Second period coming up against Vancouver. Going to switch sides. The stream is quite behind. There's still about 3.5 minutes left to go in the first period on there, and I'm starting the second. It'll all catch up at the end, though. Get your hands off of me. Little boy. Okay, I was almost up in the crease and took a shot. Normally that would be a penalty. This game does not. Well, other than the fights, the game does not accept the penalty rule. So, it is what it is. By the time I get to the third game, I'll be wanting to be done. Right. Ugh. Come on, let's fight. I think they used to have a Game Genie code where you got a goal for every fight that you won. Made the game quite interesting, actually. Because if you had one character or like one person that was playing that was really good, and then the other person wasn't very good, the person that wasn't very good could catch up by fighting if they were good at fighting. Not necessarily good at playing hockey, just good at necessarily fighting. I was going to say, there must only be 4 guys out there on both sides. There's a lot of room. Ta-doo! Game Genie could either make your games a whole heck of a lot easier, a whole heck of a lot harder, or just weird. Most of the time I looked for the codes to make the games a tad bit easier. Some of the games anyway. Some of them were ridiculous. And then there were other ones that there was no codes for whatsoever that I could find. And back at one point, we used to not have the internet. So even if a game was built into, if a cheat was built into a game, sometimes the only way that you knew of it was if a friend found it or somebody stumbled upon it and told you about it, or if it was in something like Nintendo Power or EGM, which for those of you who don't know is Electronic Gaming Monthly, or in GamePro. Those were some of the big magazines at the time. I think almost every game system actually had magazines. Um, Nintendo Power, I think, is the most well-known magazine. EGM probably is one of the most well-known ones as well, and so is GamePro. I don't think they do them anymore. And, but you get one like every month, so every month you was waiting to see what games were going to be covered, were you going to have maps, were you going to have tips and strategy for the game that you had, or what it was going to be. And then every now and then they even showed us previews of games, and the games didn't some of them didn't even make it to where they may have made it to the States, but they didn't make it very far in the States. So I'd see a game that was previewed in Nintendo Power, and I'd go, ooh, I'd like to try that. I'd like to play that. And then we'd never see the game. So that's the thing with like these emulators that I have, this mini NES, and the Super NES, and then the Retro Orange Pi there. It gives me a chance to play some of these games that either I did play back at that time, or that I didn't get to try, and some of them have been awful. I don't know if I would have liked them more whenever they first came out as a kid playing them, but yeah, some of them are really bad. Some of them are pretty good, and I'd like to try to play them through and go through them and see how they pan out. And while we're playing this, I'm going to tell you guys here before too long, I'm probably going to do a single person playthrough of Super Mario World 1. It's going to be all of the 96 exits that are in the game. The first couple of worlds I won't be having a problem with. The later worlds are the ones I will be having a problem with, and I'll be using save states. The reason I want to use save states is because I used to blow through the game whenever I was a kid and didn't have too much of a problem with it. But as I've gotten older, I forgot where certain things are. I forget how to do certain things. And I don't want to go through a stage 4 or 5 times trying to remember how to do it. I also have a guide for it back here that I will probably use just to make sure I hit every exit, because I don't remember all 96 exits. The game came out, early 90s, and I had beaten it quite a few times, as a kid, but I won't be able to remember where all those are. Now this time they'll give me the little Gradius thing to shoot. It says, "Are you ready?" And then it puts you up against the boss. And you just you shoot him until either you kill him or he kills you. And it goes, blam! And it says, "Blades of Steel." And it says, "What an exciting game. Fantastic graphics. Awesome music. All your friends will want it." And it says Konami. Believe it or not, the awesome graphics and the awesome sound, or the fantastic graphics and awesome sound, or whatever it says, it was at the time. It was at the time. This fight again, not up near the face-off circle, not in the face-off circle. It has to be right smack dab in the middle of the face-off circle for you to have a penalty shot. It's more fights than anything right now. I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out. We're approaching the 35-minute mark. Got about 17:51 left in this third period of the second game. It seemed, well, no, this one didn't go any faster than the last one. I don't guess it did. Thing about the video that I'm trying to do some stuff is because I did a video the other day on my birthday, and the video was about an hour and a half. It cut me off. I wasn't done. It was about an hour and a half, and I was never able to get it on Facebook or on YouTube. So I tried many times to put it on either YouTube or on Facebook, and it didn't work. So what might happen is I might edit this after completing the tournament on this and put part 1 on this and put part 2 on the other one. Or I might just change it and just put Marble Madness on one and Blades of Steel on the other, because I still want to get Marble Madness in there, because it's not a very long one for me to play. It's rather a short game most of the time that I've played it. And I still want to get it up there and show you guys the game. Some of you may not know. Some of you may have not played Marble Madness. And if you haven't, you need to try to step back and at least play it once. At least play it once. I'll go into some more depth on that here in just a minute. This game is actually a 2-player game. You play against each other. But on Marble Madness, you can either play and try to do cooperatively or try to be competitively. And one of you uses the first player uses the blue marble. The second player uses the red marble. And I'll go into more depth on the enemies and stuff as I do that video. Or as I do the end one on that one. I'm getting mugged by Vancouver's defense. I'm not liking it either. Back up off me. Yeah, this one's just about over. 5:21 left. Don't get me wrong, I like the game. But it's a bit much. It's on any difficulty. And the bad thing is, if you get up on pro and you can beat it on pro, there's no other difficulty to put it on. I think I'm actually close to shutting out. Yeah, I am close to shutting out Vancouver. I better shut my fat mouth, or it'll happen, and they'll score. Or I'll put it in there for them. One of these two things will happen. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're just going to we'll play the next Blades of Steel game and finish the tournament. And whenever I put this video up, I'll put this video up, and I'll finish I'll try to put a thing on there that says whether it's Blades of Steel or whether it's Marble Madness that the video goes with, because this one will go with the Blades of Steel one, even though we're talking kind of both about both games. 3:21 left in the game, and yeah, they're just letting me do whatever I want right at the moment. Took about 20 minutes on the first game. It's going to take about 20 minutes here. It's going to take a little over 20 minutes. And then because there's still 2:48 left here on this. And I didn't know how long the games would be. There's only 42 seconds left, and we got into a fight. Really nothing to be gained by that. Except for me, I can gain some momentum going into the next game. And that one's over. So we will go to the tournament final to face, like I said, Los Angeles or New York. I'm not sure which New York team it is. I do believe it's the Rangers. I think they wear red and blue. Chicago wears red and black. Minnesota wears yellow and purple, I think. It's going to be against New York. And for those of you who don't know what hockey is, that little dude driving in the middle is called the Zamboni driver. He comes out after every period and puts a new sheet of ice down on the rink. And that's what they do. They maintain the ice on the rink. So we're going to play New York. They kind of look like they're purple and red, but we'll call it blue and red, and we'll say they're the Rangers. Because purple and red does not match the Islanders either. The Islanders are blue and orange. I guess this could be the Islanders. I mean, I guess take it for whatever color you want to take it as, because it's, the color palette on the NES was limited. So you don't get a whole lot. You don't get a whole lot to choose through. These videos will probably be late, and will probably be tomorrow getting up. The gameplay footage will be done before I go to bed tonight, but the other ones will not be done before I go to bed. They will be done after I go to bed. And we'll have to post them tomorrow. Face off. Face off. Hope to have some more playthroughs coming up, though, in the evenings. Even if they are kind of shorter playthroughs and maybe more parts, still want to try to get some of these out and done. I'll probably be asking an opinion question here before too long. For some of the viewers just joining us, and for some of the Facebook members that are in some of the groups that I'm in, I'm going to probably leave an open question. Some of the videos that I done at the beginning, whenever I started this in January, I think of 2018. Unless you know that I've done the video, it has went so far down the list that Xbox. Oh my goodness, that YouTube does not have it. You can't just go sifting through and get whichever video you want. And I did quite a few games. So my thought process and my question to you guys will be, is there any games that you want me to go back and cover that I might have already covered? Some people know the games I've already covered. Some people do not. And like I said, I have covered a bunch of games. I will do some of the same ones, though, if there is a demand for them or a want for them. It's not that I'm running out of things. It's that I want to know what you guys want to see, or maybe what you've missed, or maybe what you can't see that you want to see. Like I said, I've done the Mega Man ones up to number 6. I don't mind to do them again. Will I ever get to the X series? Maybe. But I find the X series very, very difficult. See, while I was running off at the mouth, the Rangers were getting goals. It was ticking me off. So I had to put quite a few in there. So I made it 6-2. With a face-off. The referee just kind of slides up there and he just face-off. And if you do hear some stuff in the background, it kind of is the game. And of course, I got two of my cohorts here at the house joining me. Well, they're not really joining me. Boo is sitting over here beside of me. And Charlie's over there too. And they're both snoring away and asleep. I think they said they've had enough of the game. Yeah. I told them I know. I said, but I'm almost done. If you see something behind me, there's a thing hanging on the wall. That's a new addition to the room. Some people know I am a hockey fanatic. Some people know that my favorite team is Pittsburgh. The thing that's behind me is I'll have to show you in depth. Hey, I think I just got a penalty shot. I did get a penalty shot. These are very weird. You just pick one way or the other there and you shoot it. And then there's a face-off on the circles. But what that has back there, and I'll have to show it to you guys, is it's got the 5 Stanley Cups that they have won. What the date was when they won them, who they played, and how many games it took. And what year it was. So it's got all 5 of those. Also want to give a shout out to my cousin Jim, who got me a birthday present that I will have to show you guys at some point. It is a sword based off of The Legend of Zelda. And it's sitting back here too, but you can't see it real good. Trying to figure out where we're going to put it, actually, so that it's visible somewhat. Also, the girlfriend's got some diamond dots that she does. These things are called diamond dots. They, you take a little, Danielle, what are those things called? Are they like little diamonds or just like little? She calls them sequins, so that's what we'll go with. She does them in her spare time. It's something that she likes to do. What they do is you pick up you get these different sequin colors, and you pick them up with this. What's the thing called that you pick them up with? We'll call it a grabber for the sake of it. And what you do is when you pick them up with that grabber, you put them onto that sheet, and then they stick onto the sheet, and they make a 3D image of whatever it is. We have a Van Gogh Starry Night one that we are going to hang up sometime. She's doing a flower one right now that she's going to hang up. Well, we're going to put them in frames. There's 4 other ones that are Nightmare Before Christmas ones, and then there's 4 dragon ones. The dragon ones will probably be set up around this room in some fashion, as I like dragons. And so that's what we'll do. We'll probably set those up in here. And the Nightmare Before Christmas ones will go into the room that we have separate rooms in the house. One is this room that I do my gaming in. The other is her room that she does. She has books and crafts and other things of that nature that she enjoys. And the room is right next to my room, which is a good thing. And everybody's probably like, oh, y'all are crazy. You got separate rooms and everything. Just separate rooms for that. Because some of the rest of the time will be in the living room, or somewhere else in the house, like the kitchen or something. So we don't have separate rooms for that. For any of that. Okay, for a second there, I forgot who I was. You guys ever have that problem in video games where you're playing and all of a sudden you forget which team you are or what player you are, and then all of a sudden you lose track and you're like, there's about 7:16 left in this second period. I'm at almost the 52-minute mark of the video. I figured this game might go a little bit quicker, but it is not. I've not scored as many goals this time. Yeah, I knew I was going to get into a brawl with you. I knew I was going to kick your hind end. I just knew it. I knew it. Another fight, another chance to punch you in the face. Punch you in the face, I said. Punch you in the face. I punched him in the face. Twice. And then I punched him in the gut. 3 times. He fell. Gotta have a little comedy going on here. Otherwise, it's not enjoyable. And I kind of walked into that one. 4:03 left in the second. Oh. By the way, there's no password or save feature on this game. If you're going to do a tournament or whatever you're going to do, you have to go straight through. I don't even think they'll even let you continue if you lose in the tournament. Flip the pass! Flip the pass! Flip the pass! You can probably see how I'm stopping some of those shots from going in. I'm just standing where the arrow's at. Against the computer, that's usually an okay thing to do. You can just kind of stand where the arrow's at. Usually you'll stop their shots. And after a while, your goalie will finally soon get a hold of one. And third period coming up. Probably have the bear on the intermission thing again. Maybe. Yeah, it's got the little bear again. He counts 1, 2, the whack, go. And then a scree. It's got a little Konami sign on the puck. It makes this big blast looking thing. Nice shot. Yeah, nice shot. Yeah. Konami again. They should have gave you a little bit of something to do every time or something. I also find it kind of weird that that's really the only intermission you get. It's like there's 2 intermissions in a game, and that's really all I get is just that. That's okay. Somehow we picked that up. I'm not sure how. I'm getting tired of hearing flip the pass. Ugh. Of course, it's probably getting on y'all's nerves if you're watching the video more than it's getting on my nerve. Flip the pass! Flip the pass! It gets worse with the computer because the computer is usually passing a lot more than I am. No. 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 Don't do it. Ah, no. Oh, give me that puck. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna punch you in the face. Oh, no, I'm gonna punch you in the gut. You gotta mix it up on them a little bit, otherwise, you can't win the fight. Haven't lost too many. Well, I'm down here taking shots at the goalie. I will say one thing, it's killing the time off the clock. Not getting anything for it, really, per se, but at least it's killing time off. That is a pretty good thing. Okay, I got knocked down while trying to attempt to steal the puck instead of getting into a fight. Oh, no, come here. No, not in my house. No, not in my goal. Oh crap. There we go. Oh, come on. Where is he going? This is not like one-on-one basketball where you have to take it behind a certain line to charge up again and come up again. You just go ahead and go. Well, that would have been really bad. I was in an area with 3 New York players. And no teammates. 2:38 now left. That went very fast because I couldn't get a goal, and they couldn't get a goal either. Face off. I do like the game. Even to this day, I do still like this game. Even though there are better alternatives, the game is still fun to the point. Still, in my opinion, still a good game. And if you've never played it, you should try it if you can. If you are a hockey fanatic, you should definitely try it. Don't worry, I don't think I can score too many more goals. I only got 39 seconds left. And the video is reaching the hour mark. Face off. I got one more. One for the road. I don't know what road, but for the road, I guess. 7 seconds. So he'll drop the puck and then they'll have a... Whoever gets it, and then that'll be it. And it's over. Now, unlike the past times when you've won in the tournament, this time you do something a little bit different. You still skate, but your first player has the trophy in his hand. And they skate around like they normally do, and then they get into position, and he's in the middle with said cup. or said championship, whatever you want to call it. And then you see how it went on down through there. Actually, I think those are the only 8 teams in the game. Maybe. You are now ready for the College League. Not sure if it says anything when you go on the Pro League. And then it gives you like an ending. I think I've beaten it on every difficulty, and it's the same ending on each one, I think. They show you just different stuff of, what's on the game. Not necessarily what you did, but what's on the game. I do think it's kind of neat, however, how they show, like, how we played New York. It's got them on the one side and us on the other, which is kind of cool. To pick up both of those sides. It's one of those endings of names and then thanks for playing, presented by blah blah blah. I think there's only 8 teams on this game. I'm going to recheck while it's getting finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's only 8 teams on here. And strangely enough, there's 4 Canadian teams and 4 United States teams. And teams like Buffalo and Detroit and some of the original 6 are not there. Some of them are. So what we're going to do is I'll cut off both streams here in a minute. Once you see the ending on the other screen, I'll go ahead and set up Marble Madness. Maybe if I can find it. And I'll do Marble Madness on another stream. So I'll stop this one and I'll try to let most of it upload, and then I'll do a stream for Marble Madness, and you'll see me again here in just a few minutes after I cut this off. The capture data, like I've said before, is behind what I'm doing. So it's still showing the ending off of Blades of Steel. It's almost done though, because it's up to the special thanks part. So it's there. It's finishing. It's got the directed by, and then it'll say presented by Konami. Or Konami. Or however you want to say it. I know I butcher half of the words in the English language with these things, but that's okay. As long as you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So there goes that. I'll be back here in just a couple minutes with Marble Madness.